on the board, and we've talked about the youth issues and the after-school tutoring that we're doing already.
Yes.
Several churches are helping, the city's helping. I would like to see that increased. I would not like to see much else cut, though. I would hate to see us have to cut the fire department in order to kick a little more into the children, or cut the police, or whatever. I think when you sit down and do budgeting, just like in church, it becomes difficult when you start looking at increasing unless the revenue increases. And once again, we need to be focused on things in our city, working with organizations, groups, Chamber of Commerce, industrial development, bringing in new residents, bringing in new businesses so that the tax base broadens, so that that piece of the pie that the youth services receive from the city budget increases naturally.
I think Monica Barber is doing a fantastic job with our youth now. Yes, we were able to budget $25,000 last year in the youth programs. I think it was initially $12,000 and was able to raise it up to $25,000. With that, was able to save the WIC program, or ACE program, at West Point Elementary School. That is for people who can't pick the kids up on time, and that they're able to stay at school and do their homework and be prepared and be picked up by 6 o'clock. That's for working moms and dads. The city was able to pull up the slack on that when the Troup County School Board cut that out for West Point. We was also able to put some high-tech blackboards or Harmony boards in the elementary school there. Before I resigned from the city council, I'd gotten an email, we'd all gotten an email from Monica Barber and said that we were out of money. We had run out of money, and she has the teen talks, and she has the connections and one other program, the 3 programs a week, and she needed $2,500 to see that program through. And I was able to go through some private donors and make sure that that program would continue on through the school year. We need to find ways. Our children are important, and we cannot neglect the youth of our community. And we need to find, with a $17 million budget, and we only can provide $25,000 to our youth, something is wrong. Something is dead wrong.
I agree.
I tend to agree with what Darren was saying. Joe, thank you. As I said in my opening statement, to me, you can't have not a better investment in the city than investing in the youth of this city. I know the work of the Bethlehem Foundation, a 501c3 corporation, and I know about the good job that Monica is doing, but so much more is needed. And I think that we should, as I said, give more money, look at it in the social area where there's a need. If there's a program that you don't have, and you feel like it should be increasing, I think you should bring that before the council, because I know you're in that computers and dealing with these kids. And as far as the other part goes, when the Boys and Girls Club, for whatever reason, left West Point, that added on to our problem. It didn't really solve our problem with the youth. To me, it added on to the problem that we're facing. We don't have an active Boys and Girls Club. I don't know, maybe the mayor can update us. I think he said that he was working on a program called the WINS program. Maybe he can update us on that. That was going to be replacing that organization, but we haven't heard too much on that. Maybe he can update us on that. But my position is that I feel like the city should at least double that and see the principal at West Point Elementary and see if we can add on to that program. We're already supporting that. give more funding to that area as well as corporation foundations like the Bethlehem Foundation. We need to increase that, in my opinion, to get our children more active in the community. As I said, we don't have the schools or the recreation farms. That would be helpful if we increase that to make it work.
Thank you for your question, Jeff Daniel. I believe the specific question is what will be done in the coming budget as it relates to youth services.
Upcoming budget.
In the upcoming budget. I think every council member has indicated that they see that as a priority and are willing to take funds, readjust things in order to increase funding for youth services. But if you go back a few years ago, when the Boys and Girls Club left, there was a group of citizens that came together to really begin to talk about youth services. And out of that grassroots effort, an organization called West Point Winds came to be. The big challenge that we hit was that was strictly a nonprofit. It was a faith-based nonprofit. And we could not have picked a worse time to begin that simply because the funding was not available through traditional private donors. One of the things that we learned out of that is that youth services does not happen by chance and it does not happen by volunteers alone. You have to have someone that is paid to wake up every day and solve the problems of providing youth services. In the last 2 years ago, we hired Monica Barber as a community development specialist. And under her leadership, she has been able to establish some very solid programs. But as we look at increasing the funding, Mr. Gillum made the comment a few minutes ago that a $1 million decrease in taxes would not have a significant impact on our budget. Well, if you decrease our budget by $1 million, that cuts out roughly $160,000. Okay? So if we want to provide a variety of services that our citizens expect us to provide, everything again from fire and police protection, EMS, solid waste, streets, social services, the things that this community has said that they place value on. We have to have the solid revenue streams to be able to do that, and we have to build the programs going forward. We are fortunate in that we do have solid revenue streams coming in, and we're fortunate that leadership here has said that youth services is a priority and will continue to increase. To answer your question, we're in the budgeting process right now, and every person on the council has said that this is a priority, and they look to increase it.
Thank you. Next question.